Hey, what's going on, movie lovers? I'm Jeff,
I'm Kyle.
and we are Shut Up. We are back this week,
Yes.
and we are Shut Up. I Like This podcast.
We're still Shut Up. I Like This.
The podcast where we talk about how much we like movies, and we're not cynical assholes who just brag on film.
We don't just shit all over them.
To try to be cool.
Take a juicy one. Nope, not us. We like movies.
Yes.
And games, too.
Yeah, I know. We keep talking about doing that, and I know. We need to do it. It's just... So last week, we missed last week.
I was sick.
My kids were sick. There's a whole bunch of stuff going around, so didn't make it, but hopefully we'll get caught back up here. I think we're going to try to get in here on our normal recording day.
I want to get caught back up. And
get us ahead, so. Yeah. But today...
we're doing Clown.
Talking about Clown. Real quick, though, right before we get into Clown... Of course, if you guys have been listening, you've been following Indie Gamer magazine that I've been doing. I couldn't remember if I turned my mic on or not.
Yeah, I'm on too.
The Indie Gamer magazine that I've been doing, entering November will be the 4th month. So if you're listening or watching right now, if you want to start getting in on that, I have digital subscriptions recurring now. And so if you go to the Indie Gamer magazine on Facebook, you can find our subscriptions and stuff, and if you use the coupon code Indie18, you'll get your first month free. So I'll put that up on the screen. Indie18, it's all lowercase.
Right here.
Right there.
Magic.
And yeah, you'll get your first month free for digital. And then hopefully soon I'm going to get prints. Like you can order prints already, but I had this whole thing with subscriptions. I was going to go to one... There's some stuff that happens, so
you're also one Jeff Porter.
Exactly, I'm one person trying to do all this. So
editor, writer, printer, distributor,
designer, marketer. Yeah,
I mean, it's the Indie Gamer guy writing about indie games, the magazine.
Yeah,
I mean, it's about as guerrilla as it goes here. I wanted to ask you really quick. We're at the time of year where all the big games are coming out. We've had Spider-Man and Red Dead 2 just came out. Playing anything? Have you picked anything up? Just Madden?
Yeah, I mean,
you're a Madden guy.
Yeah, if I have time at the end of the night, I'll play a game or two of Madden, and then that's about it. Oh man,
you've got like 800 side projects.
I'm trying to do all this stuff, and then during the day I'm just writing and graphic design and working on marketing and all this other stuff, and I just got off work tonight at my other job, and so
all the new stuff that's out right now.
I want Red Dead so bad, but I don't have time.
I'm gonna pick up Spider-Man. That's gonna be my next full purchase.
Yeah.
But all the new games out right now. I hooked up my PS2.
Oh yeah.
My TV set. I've been playing through Max Payne.
I did that not too long ago.
Yeah, that's a 6-hour game, so you can play through it in like a weekend or if you really want to. And
I just love the freaking cutscenes, and I love the voiceovers. I love everything.
Me just a minute to kind of click back into PS2 game mode, but once you sit down and playing it, it's like I remember I played a lot of Max Payne back in the day,
me too.
And it's almost like muscle memory. I remember this coming along, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Max Payne, Max Payne 2 were big titles that I just replayed over and over and over. Yeah. And they have Max Payne on the PS4 now.
Yeah, I seen that. It was on the
I got it for like $4. And
yep.
Yeah, I was screwing around on that. I got to Ragnarok not too long ago, and then I just haven't had time. But yeah, that's in my top 10.
Yeah,
absolutely, Max Payne. But yeah, that was our little game segment. Yeah, it'd be fun to just talk about games and stuff.
Kind of a fun.
We might have to
reoccurring thing that we do.
Yeah, we might have to do something.
I like it. I want to talk about old games.
Me too.
There's not enough people that talk about old games.
Like Max Payne. Just let's dive into Max Payne.
Everyone, and I get it, everyone's on like Red Dead 2 right now.
But everybody talks about that.
Yeah.
It's like...
And it's cool.
Just the conversations that you're like... When you start remembering Max Payne and his... Like, why do I remember Alex Boulder? I don't know. Why do I... Mona Sachs.
There's a line of dialogue early in the game where one of the bad guys says something about a detonator.
Yeah.
I just, as soon as I heard it, I'm like, I remember this.
Yeah.
Because I must have died at that part in the game and had to replay it a bunch or something.
There's just... we get great games. We do. I mean, Red Dead Redemption, I'm sure the second one's fantastic.
Oh, I'm sure it's great.
But
I'll play it eventually.
Just like Max Payne, Final Fantasy VII, Medal of Honor, Champions of Norath. Like, you can't beat that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It will never be like that again.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's some good stuff.
We should talk about Clown.
Yeah, we should talk about movies, huh?
The movie, the reason why we're here in the movie Clown. Which this was one of your picks.
Yes.
But if you wouldn't have picked it, there's a high possibility this one would have been one I just stumbled upon.
Have you seen this before?
I've seen it before.
Oh, okay.
We had done this. This is my second time watching it for this podcast. And I liked it a lot and did not know that there were people who didn't like it. And they are full of shit.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
The Rotten Tomatoes is at 45%. And this is a little bit lower, actually. The audience score is at 37%.
Can I tell you what I think?
Yeah.
I think we've had this discussion before. North American audiences have this really weird thing with movies that involve kids and the death of kids. And this movie's whole plot is like, hey, let's feed kids to an evil
demon, clown.
They kind of build this fun mythology.
I want to get into it later.
Yeah, which is really super fucking cool. Where the clown is based on like a demon, essentially. That
lived in like the cold, wintry mountains of wherever, and the nose was red because of the blistering wind,
frostbite.
And like his skin was pale with the snow, and it's like I'm into that.
That was way cool. I typically don't like movies about clowns. Like the killer clown genre is usually not good. You know what I mean? There's
there's a whole lot of them too. Stitches.
I know. There's a lot of shit out there that you gotta wade through. There's like Stephen King's It and Clown that we're doing now. And
it's always like those 99-cent movies at Movie Gallery.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can only think of Stitches right now, but there's a whole bunch of them.
There's like a whole shitload.
They're
all garbage and they all fade together. Like these are the only two that I actually like.
Like going off of that, I actually wrote down it's in the Nordic regions, the white skin of snow, red nose blistered by the cold.
Yeah, see, that's cool.
Yeah, that sounds fucking cool to me.
And that the suit was the skin of a demon.
Yeah.
Of the demon.
Fucking crazy.
That's neat.
For sure. So Clown was the full version. This gets kind of tricky. Okay, so the Clown started off as a short film, 2014.
Did it? I didn't know that.
Yep, it was a short film. The same guy, Jon Watt. It became a full version in 2016, but it wasn't. It had some release issues. Talking about North American audiences. Yeah. So I don't think it got here until 2017. Mm-hmm. Or it was 15, 16, or 16, 17, like that. And then it went straight to DVD, Netflix, stuff like that.
Was it just dumped right on Netflix? DVD?
I think
or did it have a theater run?
I think I wrote something about that maybe in the trivia. I think maybe I got something about it in trivia, but
because I remember hearing about it, seeing a preview or something, and thinking, "Oh, that looks good." And then you didn't hear anything else about it until all of a sudden it had
a lot of problems.
Yeah,
a lot of release issues, a lot of distributing issues.
That's weird.
But I mean, I think it does kind of tie in with what you said about the kid.
100%.
The whole thing about that.
100%. That's why.
Yeah, people. A lot normal audience doesn't.
Yeah, I mean
it's like a taboo subject.
That's good. You should be freaked out over kids.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, at the same time, it's a movie.
You can watch an adult get murdered and fine. You can watch a 18-year-old girl get murdered, and that's half the Friday the 13th franchise. 18-year-old girls getting murdered. Yeah. It's like, that's okay. You throw a kid in there, and suddenly you're going to pitch a fit over that. I don't know.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. It's fake. It's all fake. Exactly. We all know this is fake. This never crossed a line of, a Serbian film.
Duh.
Have you seen?
Yeah, that's like the tippy top.
I know.
That's Serbian film, Antichrist, anything fucking Lars von Trier.
Exactly. Like,
that's like
Serbian film crosses a line where it's like, okay, I know it's a movie, I know it's fake, but that's also not entertaining.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to grab a bowl of popcorn and sit down and be like, hey,
that's a hard one.
Hey, Jeff, let's eat some Skittles and watch a Serbian film tonight. That'll be a fun time.
Yeah.
Like, no, that to me is a line, and this movie doesn't cross it. This is all still entertaining because it's got that aspect of like The Fly. You know, there's like Jeff Goldblum transforming into the Fly over the course of that film. That's this movie where he puts the suit on and he transforms into the clown demon. Kind of helps keep this movie tongue-in-cheek.
That's a good observation.
Yeah, it keeps the movie tongue-in-cheek just enough where you're like, okay, I'm okay with them feeding kids to this demon clown because it's, I don't know.
That's a movie.
It's kind of more, I don't want to say lighthearted. That's not the right.
It's more dark comedy.
Yeah.
Especially with him and the suit and just those true, like, kind of human moments where he's like, why didn't you take it off? Like, you don't think I fucking tried to take it off? And it's like, that's kind of funny, but it's like, this is just like what I would say.
Yeah.
Like, no shit.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about this real quick because Eli Roth's name is attached to this, as he is a producer on it.
Sure.
So of course, you know, you get Eli Roth to produce that, you're gonna throw his name all over for marketing stuff like that. But the director is Jon Watt, and this is kind of interesting. Jon Watt is also the writer with Christopher Ford. They've done a lot of other stuff together, but Jon Watt did this, the short, did the film, and then he did Spider-Man: Homecoming.
No way.
It's kind of a weird leap, right?
This is the Spider-Man: Homecoming director?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. Isn't that kind of...
That's cool.
It's kind of crazy. And then he's got the new one coming out, the Spider-Man...
Far From Home.
Yeah. He made fucking Clown, so... like, that's crazy. Like, somebody somewhere was like watching Clown, they're like...
Someone at Marvel.
We've got a Marvel film for him.
Kevin Feige.
Yeah. He was at home watching Clown on Netflix. He's like, this motherfucker.
This guy, he's a good fucking, like, you take the kid killing out of this movie.
You got Spider-Man.
Yeah. It's interesting because Spider-Man is kind of a little, not black humor, but a little... I don't know, you know how it's kind of got the humor elements to it.
Yeah, because he's a kid.
As well. Yeah.
That's interesting.
It kind of fits. It kind of get it.
And like I said, Eli Roth liked it, wanted to be involved, so he helped produced it. The cast, the main guy is Andy Powers.
I liked him a lot.
So did I. I looked to see what else he's been in. Some stuff here and there, television stuff. Same thing with Laura Allen, who plays his wife. I thought she did fine. Not in a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
And then
friend of the
podcast, Peter Stormare. You put him in anything, I'll watch it. He's fantastic. He crushes everything.
This is again the fun of watching a movie that you don't really know much about. The first time around, I didn't know he was in it.
Yeah, exactly.
And like the first time I watched the movie, I was like, Armageddon guy!
I about shit myself.
Armageddon guy, that's cool.
I was like, are you kidding me? Peter Stormare's in this? I was so happy the first time.
I absolutely love the part where like his jaw is wired up in the hospital and he's angrily writing on the fucking pad and he's just like hitting the pad with the pin. I didn't trust your table to hit it because it's not bolted down for everyone at home.
No, that's all right.
But it was a really funny scene, and he really acted his way through that.
He's good.
Like, he's good.
I really like him.
I want him on the podcast.
So I mean that's about the cast.
That's the cast essentially. A couple kids.
So what was your first experience?
On Netflix?
Yeah.
I remember seeing a preview for it. I don't remember if it was like on a Blu-ray of some other horror movie or just online bloody disgusting or what. But it was because, hey, marketing works, folks. It was because Eli Roth, his name was attached to it.
Yep.
So I was paying more attention on like a preview or whatever when it's like Eli Roth presents.
Right.
Oh, you've piqued my interest.
So same thing when like Wes Craven does that shit all the time.
Wes Craven or Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, Tarantino does
the reason why I watched, what was it? Man with the Iron Fists.
Oh, right.
Something.
RZA.
Yeah, because Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. If his name's on it, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I don't know. I don't remember either. Yeah, that was just my first experience for it. Was just Netflix, watching it on Netflix.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw a trailer or what. Like, I don't know what led me to this, but
it had to be a trailer.
Because I remember it was like last winter. It was probably a year ago the first time I watched this.
Yeah.
Because I had the flu and I was home for like a week.
Yeah.
All I did was watch stupid movies on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
It's about the time I watched The Bad Batch. Jason Momoa, Keanu Reeves. It's like, who the fuck made this? And then I watched it and it's like, that's not half bad.
Mm-hmm.
Clown was one of the movies that I watched that week when I was sick. And I texted... I don't remember if it was my stepdad or somebody. I'm like I've been sick all week. I just want a Gatorade.
Yeah.
Like, would you mind dropping on off? And it was my mom. My mom, she stopped by and saw how I was doing and stuff. Gave me a Gatorade, and she's like, "What in the fuck are you watching?" Because it was right at the. It wasn't Chuck E. Cheese's, but I call it Chuck E. Cheese's. He was chasing the kids through the tubes and shit, and blood was spurting everywhere, and then the blood comes out of the slide. She's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, I just have my Gatorade. So it was like, I'm sick. I can't go anywhere. I don't know what else to do.
Right.
I'm gonna watch Clown.
Right. That's what I did when I was home.
So I mean,
sick for a couple of days too. I did the exact same thing. I just pulled my computer out and lay in bed and watch.
Yeah.
I watched like 3 movies on Tubi TV.
Yeah, there you go.
Unpaid sponsor.
Yeah. Tubi's the shit. There's
lots of good stuff on there.
We talked about it maybe a couple episodes ago or something, but the Jason Momoa Conan the Barbarian. They just put that on there.
That's in my queue.
Yeah.
Because they listen to the podcast and
like,
they know that we're fans of
exactly.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, of course.
Or, he's got a movie called Aquaman coming out, and so it would make sense.
I think we were just talking about this because I was trying to think of his early movies with Conan, and he was in Stargate Atlantis and stuff. It was Bullet to the Head with Sylvester Stallone. He played a hitman, and
I've seen Bullet. I don't remember him.
Yeah, he's the hitman.
I suppose if it was early on, and if it was before I got into Game of Thrones or whatever, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that's like, I mean, with Sylvester Stallone, like, I like how he picks the new and upcoming actors and puts them in. So. Yeah. So I kind of want to talk a little bit more about the origin of the clown.
Me too, because I thought that was super cool. I think that's what makes this movie interesting.
Yeah, it gives it some legs.
If it would have been a typical guy who puts clown makeup on in his basement and then goes crazy murdering spree, I'm not interested in this movie.
Right.
Because there's a billion of those at Walmart.
Exactly.
Get them in the $1.99 bin. No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
The fact that it's a demon and it's got this deep mythology that you can get into, and it's like the Fly transformation over the course of the film of watching him go from normal guy, realtor guy, to full-on demon.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes this movie fun. That's why I liked it.
I went on a little snoopy on Google.
Yeah.
And just to see if it had any traction. With like real mythology. I couldn't find anything, so I think it was just for the film, which is, I mean, it's not surprising.
But they did a good job.
But yeah, it made me Google it because I'm like, is this is this like a Disney tale? Like,
I'm glad that you did, like a grim fairy tale.
Yeah,
Kind
exactly.
of thing, whatever. I'm glad you did because I remember kind of wanting to do the same thing, and then I caught a cold and forgot about it.
Shit hit the fan.
Yeah, literally. It was an odd kind of sickness, Jeff.
That sounds like it. Yeah, so I did a little digging. I couldn't find anything that really suggested it. Mostly I just found stuff about the movie. But
find anything good?
Just Nordic. It's a Nordic region's costume. The clown wasn't funny at all when it was invented, I guess.
Yeah.
talking about the white skin of snow lived in the mountains, the red nose blistered by the cold.
That's cool.
It would take 5 children, 1 per each month of winter. And so it would like...
I like that a lot.
It's just, yeah, like so do I. I'm glad you do too. I was totally in with that. And then decapitation is the only way to stop the demon.
Because of course.
Yeah. That's like Wolverine, separate his head really far away. Yeah.
Hellboy. That's the total Hellboy.
Yeah, that too.
I'm going to chop its goddamn head off.
So...
I don't know, I keep going back to it, but that's what makes this movie work.
It does sound like one of those old fairy tales.
Yeah.
You know, you better be good or the clown's going to come down from the mountains and get you and eat you. It's like...
Did you ever watch that movie Troll? Or Troll Hunters?
No, I didn't.
It's kind of like the found footage movie. I think it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Right
I've seen.
now.
I think it might be in my queue.
You should watch it, and I think it's in like Norway or somewhere close to the region you just talked about. And they go troll hunting, and I don't know, but it's got kind of the same that mythology. It reminds me of the setup for that film a lot.
It's found footage.
I think it's found footage. I could be wrong on that.
Maybe that's one we should look up.
It's a great movie.
What year? I think it was like... It's not too old. It's probably like, what, 2014, 2015?
I think so.
That's about right. Because I think I've looked at it a couple of times.
That was another Mike movie.
I talked to Mike tonight, and I asked him about Autopsy.
Yeah.
He just laughed at me.
Did
so well, first I was telling him, I'm like, you gonna come over tonight? You know, kind of hang out with us and stuff? He's like, no. I'm like, everybody already knows who you are.
Yeah. We talk about you every other episode.
Yeah, he's like...
Especially when we do horror movies. Yeah. Because that's how...
I told him, I'm like, everybody knows who you are. We talk about you, and when we talk about obscure movies, we say it's a Mike movie.
Yeah.
And he just like, whatever. No, you don't.
Yeah, no, really. That's
exactly.
The thing.
That's exactly what it is.
He's my foreign horror movie guy.
Yes.
Mike, I need a good foreign horror movie. Oh, have you seen... I don't even know what. I can't
Strayed.
Yeah.
No. Nope. So, the kids that died... I want to kind of talk about this.
The one at the hotel.
That one
that was my favorite.
Completely shocked me. That was the first one that died, and I was completely not expecting that. Yeah. And as soon as that happened, I was like, "This movie just took a fucking turn." Because we talked about it. You never think a kid's gonna die in a film.
Especially us as an American audience, we're trained to. Nothing happens to kids, really, in movies.
Yeah.
Or if it does, it's off camera and whatever, artsy. You don't see it like you see it in this movie.
Yeah.
Did he get shot?
The blades
from the saw.
Yeah,
that's right.
Snapped off and went through his chest.
Ooh, that's brutal.
Yeah, and you see him standing there, and it pans up, and he's just kind of... You see kind of the blade hole.
Yeah.
And then he just drops to his knees and falls over. It's like, holy fuck. It blew my mind.
That kid was funny too. Mr. Clown, I brought you cereal or whatever.
Yeah. He was trying to bring him all sorts of food. Are you hungry, clown? And like, where the fuck were that kid's parents?
Shooting up meth in the other hotel room. I don't know what they were doing. Yeah.
That's horrible shit. So yeah, he got the saw blade. I wrote Xbox Bully got 8. Don't be a dick. And the only thing that bothered me is how they portray the little kids playing video games.
That's accurate.
It was so... The way it was portrayed was just garbage, I think.
Kids that age.
Cringy.
Kids that age, that's pretty.
And, oh man, the way he was playing...
What game were they playing? Was it Halo?
Halo.
Was it actually Halo?
I think so.
I'm not really an Xbox guy.
But the way he was playing was like this. Just moving the joysticks. Yeah. Like, are you going to shoot or throw anything or attack or what? I don't know.
You do the idiot thing where when you hold a controller in a first-person shooter, you end up holding it like this.
I always lean.
You always lean forward?
Yeah.
I always hold the controller up like this only in first-person shooters. I don't know why.
I don't know. Yeah. One of those things.
Yeah.
I'm a leaner. So he was the second one. And then 3 and 4 at Chuck E. Cheese's in the tubes.
Yeah.
So those are the 4 that get killed, and then they need a 5th.
Then the 5th was supposed to be the girl that she offers the ride home to.
Holy shit. Did you think that they were going to eat her?
Yeah.
Did you think so?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I thought for sure that little girl was getting eaten. And I hated it. She came up, she's like, I can't find my mom. I need a ride home or whatever. I remember you're nice. You were in dance or whatever with me. I remember you were nice. And Laura Allen, I think that was her best scene, where she's in the minivan with that little girl, and she's just thinking about it. No, I can't do that. Thinking about it. Takes her out to the woods, and how does the cop get there? Does somebody call the cops? Where did that guy come from? Just happenstance?
I guess I don't remember. I don't know if they explain it.
I don't remember either.
Must have got followed.
Maybe.
Because they knew maybe there were police on the scene.
Oh, yeah. You see that cop kind of give that weird look as she drives away, so he must have followed her
a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Because if it weren't for that cop, I mean... But that little girl freaking out when she locks the door and she's outside and she's banging on the window and like, it's scary out here, let me in. I'm like, little girl's gonna get ate.
Yeah.
And then it didn't happen though. She let her in. And then
she had a change of heart.
There was another one. It was supposed to be the kid, the little boy that was gonna get eaten. Their kid, yeah.
His son,
their
kid, yep.
But the 4 that died, that completely changed the movie for me. The mythology and the kids, it's like that's what made it.
That's why it's got such a low score.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's a very well-made movie otherwise. I mean,
obviously, you've got fucking Spider-Man.
Homecoming director here did this.
That's so funny.
To me, I guess, I don't know, it reminded me a lot of a Grimm fairy tale story.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. And, in those, kids get put in an oven and baked.
Yeah.
So
eaten by werewolves,
all kinds of terrible stuff happens in fairy tales that you tell your kids.
Yeah, it's supposed to scare them, make them act right.
You should read the Pinocchio book if you want to see a fucked up kid story. All kinds of weird shit happens in Pinocchio, the book, that got changed and cut out for the movie.
I don't think I've ever read the book.
They hang him at one point.
Okay.
And, try to kill him, and they can't because he's not a real boy. Yeah, that's why it's really, there's dark shit.
Jesus.
And, they hang him, and he hangs, overnight. And they just get bored of watching him, struggle in the tree. I'm fucking Pinocchio up for you for life now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. And that got turned into a Disney cartoon, and it's
all of them do.
I think Pinocchio is the second most translated book of all time, behind the Bible.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Pinocchio.
So my long-winded point for that is it's you're okay with it in other forms of media, and they don't go over the top Serbian film.
Right.
Terrible with how they do this. So I don't think that should be the reason for someone to dislike this movie.
Yeah. I mean, when he does spit out the bones and shit, that's pretty fucked up.
Well, yeah.
Peter Stormare goes in there and he's picking up the teeth, and he's 8 or 9. Can't be much older. How the fuck do you know that? I don't know. That was when they started picking up bones and shit of because he eats the kids, but then he has to spit out the bones. I'm Jesus Christ. Can't you just eat around the bone? Why you gotta eat all of it?
That's the idea, though. It's supposed to make you uneasy. It's a horror film. Okay, so I wanted to bring up, I thought that there were some cool, there's all kinds of cool practical effects in the movie.
Yeah.
The transformation stuff I thought was really neat. There's one point where he's driving in the car and you see his foot.
Oh, yeah.
His foot
starts breaking through his shoe.
American Werewolf in London reminded me of that. I think that's really cool. And then I liked the practical effects, the saw trap.
Yeah.
Because what they say, the only way you can kill the demon is to cut its head off.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes to Home Depot or wherever. He gets two two circular saws.
What's the guy say while he's there? Like, what are you building? A
fun house or something? Yeah.
And he just looks at him.
Yeah, see, dark humor. Exactly. There is dark humor in this movie.
For sure.
So what? He rigs them up. This is brutal. He rigs them up to run, like, side by side, and then he's going to tip back in a chair into it.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And then it eventually...
I like how he rocks it, too, and he's like, oh, fuck.
There's no way you could do that. I don't care if you're possessed by a demon clown. There is no way you could willingly rock back in a chair knowing that's behind you. You couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it if there was an attack behind me. There's no way.
Right? There's no way in hell. I don't care.
No. That brings up what I wanted to talk about was when he was trying to kill himself and he's in the bathroom. Yeah, and he shoots himself. It was like, first of all, the way that was framed and the way it looked was very Full Metal Jacket when Vincent D'Onofrio shoots himself. Yeah. And then you see the blood and the brain matter on the tile. Which
always scared me as a kid.
Well, because it's frightening.
I can watch Freddy, Jason, all of them. It's fine. That scene in Full Metal Jacket scared the shit out of me.
Because, it's terrifying.
Yes. Continue.
But yeah, the way it looked and everything already, I'm like, oh, that's Full Metal Jacket. And then, of course, he shoots himself. But instead of brain matter and blood and everything, it's like, we talked about, it's like this air freshener. It's like an air freshener. It's like all rainbowy and cotton candy.
It was like cotton candy because it was...
oh my God, that was my favorite.
That was awesome. I loved it. That was an awesome touch.
Because it was like, you get all this like backstory and stuff about the clown living in the mountains and stuff, but then just kind of like a fun little nod at like, oh, clowns are goofy and colorful and there's a rainbow. I don't know.
And then he coughs himself awake. Yeah. And he realizes that he can't kill himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not that way anyway.
Right, exactly, because you have to cut your head off. Yeah, I loved that headshot. Because of the way... no wonder this guy got Spider-Man. That was he kind of ripped off Full Metal Jacket, but that was a good shot. Figuratively and literally.
Yeah. Speaking of, dark humor, too, the beginning part of the film, before he's, like, turning more into the clown, he's just kind of stuck in the suit. When he goes to, the real estate house.
And all the guys are working.
And he's just like, leave me alone.
Yeah, you guys got kids?
He tries to act like nothing is out of the normals going on, and they all look at him like, what in the fuck? Like, as he's going back, like, I really liked that part of the movie, too. Like, I thought
a lot of times
I thought that was funny. I didn't know that was the director who did Spider-Man Homecoming, but after you say it, I'm like, yeah, it kind of makes sense, because they have the same kind of weird sense of humor to them. Both movies do.
I love, I don't remember his name, but Andy Barrett's the main guy. I love the way he acts like how I would act.
Early on.
I love especially, he wakes up and he's trying to get the wig off and trying to get this stuff off. And his wife's just giving him shit about it. Yeah. And he's like, if I could get it off, I would take it the fuck off. Like, what the fuck? Like, no shit, bitch.
This is really real moment where he's like, and I have to pee.
Yeah.
And then I kept wondering.
I wonder if he does ever pee.
I kind of thought they show shortly afterward he's in the shower. So maybe you infer. But I was like, at some point, you got to take a shit.
Yeah. Especially after eating all those kids.
But maybe the more he turns into the clown, the demon.
Okay, do demons poop?
The suit. I don't know.
Everybody poops.
Everyone poops, Jeff. Yeah, even demons.
My daughter knows that.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody poops.
I imagine about the point where they show his foot, like, breaking out of the shoe, it's implying that he's physically transforming into, like, it's not just a suit. It's actually becoming him at that point.
Demons don't have anuses.
So he's probably got a butthole at that point, and he can probably go to the bathroom.
Oh, man.
That's my deep analysis of the movie Clown.
Demons don't have buttholes.
That's why he's so angry early on. He's got
to take a shit.
Got to take a shit. It's like being caught at work. And
I want to talk a little bit about Stormare some more. Peter Stormare talks about, and you see that great video camera that his wife finds. Peter Stormare.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I wrote down Peter Stormare's backstory. Brother. So Peter Stormare was stuck in the costume. Peter Stormare wore it.
I missed that.
Oh, yeah.
Was he?
Yep. So
that's cool.
Stormare's brother was a doctor who worked with like sick kids and stuff, and Stormare put it on to go there and kind of cheer up the kids and stuff, and that's when he put it on and he couldn't get it off. Later on, you find out that his brother strapped him down in that chair.
With the video camera.
With the video camera. He strapped him down there so he couldn't leave, and he brought him sick children from the hospital. And that's how he got out of it.
Oh, man. That's brutal shit.
That's fucked up.
I must have missed that.
Yeah.
Somehow.
It was just a little part.
That's creepy.
You see kind of like a quick flashback and stuff of them at the hospital. And then you see the glimpses of the video. And then the only other thing that you know is Stormare tells him very briefly, like, and that's how I got out of the suit. Because he keeps asking him, like, how do I get out of this? What do I have to do? What do I got to do? And find another child.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucked up.
I did like the way that they were like, why didn't you get rid of it? And we couldn't risk someone else finding it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said he tried burning it. He tried tearing it apart, all this other stuff. Yeah. And then he's like, well, I couldn't just throw it in the ocean, could I?
Yeah, someone else would
find it.
And then what? I thought that was cool.
This whole thing has a lot of like cool backstory and stuff in it.
And I come back to it, but that's what makes this movie fun, is all the attention to detail.
Yeah, it's not just...
There's not really any reason for a movie like this to have this much attention to detail in it.
Right. Especially cheap horror.
Yeah, we could have got away with none of it, but then we wouldn't be here talking about it.
Exactly.
If they did...
Must have been another cheap
$1.99 clown horror movie that no one gives a shit about. With, oh, by the way, the guy from Armageddon's in it. Like, that would have been your summary of the film. But
Peter Stormare's there.
Yeah.
So in that video you see that like final transformation of the clown.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
But you see a little bit of it at the end when Andy Powers completely transforms down in the basement, and they wrap that chain around him and choke him out, and then his fucking head is like hanging there by a thread, and then he jumps back out and starts, and then she cuts it off and completely severs it. And I like that last shot. I think it was practical.
What was the last shot?
Was it practical when it starts melting off of him and then you see his face? What was that?
I don't know. Probably.
It's been a couple. I mean, it was over a week ago when I watched it last, but...
Yeah, same here now.
After she completely decapitates him, he's laying there, and then you see it kind of like bubble and foam and kind of slide and drip
I feel like all of the effects in this movie are practical. Well, maybe...
I mean, except for like the saw blade.
The saw blade.
Shit like that.
Obviously didn't, but... There's bound to be some CGI, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think the bulk of the effects in this movie are practical.
For sure.
Was it our K&B guys that did it? Do we know? They do everything. Why wouldn't they do?
I love the... I keep calling it Chuck E. Cheese, but I love the Chuck E. Cheese scene where he's chasing the kids through the tunnel tubes.
Yeah. Plastic
tubes and stuff.
You're on a watch list now.
What?
You're on a watch list.
Why?
Because you said that. My favorite scene, I love when he chases the kids through the...
God damn it. That's just terrifying, though.
Yeah, no, it's really scary.
Yeah, especially being in those close... You can only crawl and shit.
Yeah.
Like, that makes me nervous already. And then the fact that he goes back up for his sister or brother or something.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Mom says we gotta go and blah, 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 blah. And then he kind of sees her, and then she just goes... Shwoop! And like gets dragged away and stuff, and there's another girl up there and blood's covering all the tubes, and then the slide, and then what does that kid say? Some kid jumps in the ball pit. And
someone peed in here.
Somebody peed in here. It's just gushing
and it's totally blood. Yeah.
Yeah. That was fucked up.
Yeah.
I really like that scene. That leads into her leaving in the van with that other girl.
Uh-huh.
But
honestly, I think my favorite scene was probably the hotel.
With the saw and
with
shit.
The setup with the kid from the outside. I thought that kid was a pretty good actor for a kid actor.
Yeah.
He had some funnies. And Mr. Clown, are you hungry?
Yeah.
Trying to bring him the cereal and shit. And you don't quite know where it's going. And then the whole setup with the two saw blades and the chair and
I like the rocking back and forth.
That was tense as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's a intense visual, and then how the scene ends is really shocking.
What did you think about the dad? Her dad, the wife's dad. Because early in the movie, another dark humor thing.
Yeah, they hated him for some reason.
When he comes into the house after Stormier stabs him, he's like, this fucking guy tried stabbing me. He tried cutting my fucking head off. And he's freaking out, trying to tell them this guy tried killing him. And they're like, okay, you need to calm down.
Yeah.
It's like, do you see my goddamn neck? And he's just wazzing out. They're like, well, where is this guy? And he has him in the back of the car.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dad's constantly after him. But then at the end, there's that weird scene where the dad drops off the kid while the mom's out looking for, I wish I could remember the name.
I don't remember any of the
looking
names.
for the clown, but he comes up and he finds blood and stuff, and he goes, look, whatever he did, I'll help you. I'll cover it up. Nobody will ever know.
Yeah.
It's like, what? He's like, yeah, you're my daughter. And then he gets he rips his jaw off. The clown rips his jaw off. Oh, yeah,
that's right.
And
another good effect.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, more humor there.
Oh, again, more throwback to The Fly. It's like he's getting like super strength and shit early on because he has the confrontation with must be your brother or someone. He snaps that guy's arm. He doesn't mean to. He just goes to grab a hold of his arm and then it snaps in half. And he's got that, oh shit.
Yeah, bone pops out.
Yeah.
And, I didn't mean to. And then he gets in the car and drives off. Yeah.
Like The Fly.
That's good shit.
Yeah.
So fucking Jon Watt just ripped everything off.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff in this movie. Why are we the only two people that like this movie?
I don't know. I wrote down the costume and makeup are fantastic.
Because they are.
Costume was great. The makeup effect was great. The jaw thing, now that I'm thinking about it, that was CG, but a lot of good practical effects.
Yeah.
Good props with the children's teeth and stuff like that.
I remembered the costume itself looked reptilian.
Yeah.
In a way.
A little bit.
Like it had
it was
this
scaly.
Like scaly look to it. And the frilly part that was around the neck reminded me of what's the lizards that have those that pop up? You know what I'm talking about?
All I'm thinking of is Jurassic Park right now.
Hey, that works too.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
But that was very kind of reptilian looking and
yeah.
I don't know. Again, details. Someone paid way too much attention making a dumbass horror movie.
You know what really made me cringe the worst, though?
What?
I mean, outside of children getting eaten and all that other shit, was when they ripped the goddamn red nose off.
Right?
I hated that. And I hated when she gets the prongs around it and she starts tugging at it just a little bit. Oh, fuck. No, please don't.
And then the dog eats it? Why do they let the dog eat it?
Yeah, and then the dog becomes fucking insane and crazy clown. Right. Yeah, oh my God.
There's all kinds of shit that happens in this movie.
And Stormier's, he shows up at the last minute, cuts the dog's head off and stuff.
Oh, God, that's right. They killed dogs and kids in this movie.
It just takes
all of it.
Any piece of the costume will start, any piece of the demon will start. Oh my God. Yeah, that was great. I love that shit. This was a good movie. I'm glad I watched it again. I wrote down moral of the story.
Don't put on a creepy clown costume.
Moral of the story: kids will in fact be the end of you.
Yes.
Because the whole thing is, if you didn't have kids, you wouldn't put on a goddamn clown costume.
Pretty much.
Fucking kids.
Don't go into real estate either.
Yeah, you find all sorts of weird shit. The last question, I wrote down a question. I said, would you want a sequel to Clown?
No.
No?
No. I don't think too many movies get sequels and prequels that are not necessary. This is a good standalone. We've told one thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got a cool backstory, but I don't know what else you could do other than the same movie with different characters.
I was kind of thinking...
I don't know what else you could do with it.
I was kind of thinking, instead of doing like if you saw this, like doing the Saw franchise, just different retellings of the same thing. Doing like go back to a small village outside the mountains, and the clown demon is up in the mountains.
Are we talking like period piece, like The Witch?
Like in old Nordic regions.
Now that I would be more on board for, because that's different.
Yeah.
And that...
It's just more of the village trying to protect the kids as the demon comes down to collect children to eat.
See, that's cool. That you've sold me on. If you want to do that movie, that's good. Don't do... We found the suit in a chest.
Right, that'd be lame.
And it's...
Hellraiser.
Yeah. And it's essentially the same story again of,
Saw.
Yeah. We found it in a chest, in a basement, and someone else puts it on, and we've got to tell the same story. Like, I don't want to see that.
That's why I wrote it, though, because at the end, in the police station, they take it as evidence, and it's in the bag, and they set it on the table.
Yeah.
And they put all that other stuff up there, so it kind of let that feeling at the end of like, oh, what's gonna happen now?
I like your idea.
It would be like Wishmaster. Now the criminals are gonna get it. Yeah, but I thought, I don't know why I was thinking, that must have been why, but I was thinking, like, how cool would it be if it was like an old, like The
Witch.
Yeah.
The Village.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
Just outside the mountains, and something's, like, what if they didn't even tell you that it was, like, related to Clown, and it's just, like, something's coming to take our children, and then you go in and you watch the movie, and it's like, that's fucking Clown!
Yeah.
That's shit that will never happen. But
I don't know. I think it's a cool idea for a film. You could fucking do that and not even have the rights to the movie Clown. You know what I mean? You could totally write the script that you just pitched. What are they gonna do? You spell it a little different. They spell
it with a K.
I think they did spell it with... That was cool. The spelling of it in the book was with a K.
That's like the Necronomicon of clowns.
Yeah. You totally do that. Fuck it.
That'd be cool.
I guess maybe I just really want to see a period piece film involving a demon in the woods now. I don't even have to be... Fuck all the clown shit.
Yeah.
Like, just show me that film, because that sounds cool.
That'd be alright. I'd watch it.
Yeah, I would too.
Do some trivia, final thoughts, stuff like that.
Sure.
So I got some trivia here. We'll do final thoughts first. You got anything last you want to finish off about Clown?
Well, I mean, I guess I realized it when I was watching it, but I really realized it talking about it. This movie does an incredible job of paying attention to small details, whether it be mythology or just the look of the costume, all kinds of cool stuff like that. And I think that that's what elevates it above a $1.99 throwaway movie about a killer clown that you'd buy at Walmart.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't give a shit about ever again. This makes it better than that, because they paid attention to it.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's weird. Like, that's cool. That's weird, because that never happens. Right?
Right.
Like, most people that make a movie about a killer clown...
It's pretty cookie cutter.
Lowest common denominator. Cheap clown makeup, guy with a knife. That's it.
Yep. Little kid.
Yeah, this is cool because it's basically none of that. And it does its own thing with it. Mm-hmm. That's why I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, bouncing off that, I would say what sets this film apart is the mythology behind it.
Yeah, definitely.
You start watching Clown, you don't expect all this stuff to go with
right.
it. I definitely didn't expect that. I expected a time killer. I expected something to watch while I was sick, and then I ended up getting really into it. Uh-huh. And I was like, holy shit, I kind of want to talk about this now. And,
yeah.
I remember soon after went back to work, and I was trying to tell Mike about it, but he hadn't watched it.
Oh, God.
I was like, how the fuck haven't you watched Clown yet? This is like a perfect Mike movie.
Uh-huh.
So I never had anybody to talk to with about it until now.
Cool.
But I'd definitely say it's on Netflix.
I was just thinking, as well as I do, the writer for this film has a notebook with the entire mythology.
That's book.
that's only in the movie for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But he has an entire notebook of all of this lined out, because that's just how people write. Like, if you're going to have that in a movie, you don't just write a couple little throwaway bullshit lines. Like, the writer had to sit down and think out a full set of mythology to base this on, and probably has a whole notebook filled full of details.
That'd be cool.
You know it exists. I would put money on it. I would totally put money on it.
I don't know if I'd put money on it.
I would.
I think it's very likely.
I would. I bet the writer.
You hear a whole bunch of stories about that.
Yeah.
You see good instances in like a lot of crime and mystery films when you see an affidavit on something. They actually filled out an entire affidavit, and you see just like the folder of it or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would you go into so much detail for that little throwaway scene? But that's filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
Again, some trivia real quick. Movie posters of Clown were censored in Italy for being too scary.
What was on the poster?
I don't know.
Oh.
It was of the clown. It was too scary.
It's cool.
I don't know if it must have been like the end demon stage and not the middle stage. So here, this had a limited theater release. It went video on demand June 17th, 2016, 3.5 years after it was filmed.
Wow. It was shelved for a bit.
Yeah. In Chuck E. Cheese, the dinosaur game, you see all like kids playing skee-ball and arcade games and stuff, and you see that dinosaur crane thing. It makes a familiar sound. It's the sound effects from the Pinky Demon and other creatures of Doom.
Oh, cool.
Which is funny because we've talked about Doom.
Yep.
During the end, when the clown melts off of Ken's body, Ken.
There you
he's
go.
The main guy. Kent. I think it's Kent. Maybe it is Ken. I wrote Ken, but I think it's Kent. Kent sounds better. During the end, when the clown melts off of Ken's body, it's similar to the Evil Dead, in which the possessed are killed. The process is very similar to when they're killed and it melts off.
Oh, that is cool. I didn't realize that. But
so he ripped off Evil Dead, Full Metal Jacket, The Fly. He just took... But, I mean, we talk about that all the time. You take shit that you loved as a kid, growing up, film that you love, you imitate it.
Yeah.
And you put it all together.
Put it together. Yep.
So, it makes perfect sense.
So I had a funny piece I wanted to end on that's Shut Up, I Like This related. I watched the first Fast and the Furious movie last night, a couple nights ago, and guess who was in it that I did not remember until we did this podcast? Fucking Big Bob from Texas Chainsaw. Or no, from Hills Have Eyes. Remember Big Bob? Buffalo Bill?
He's the cop.
Yeah, he's the cop. Did not realize.
Ted Levine?
Yeah, did not realize that. I'm like, oh shit, he was in Hills Have Eyes. He's in Fast and the Furious.
That's funny.
Connected universe.
Yeah, he was a cop in Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah.
Or a retired cop. Yeah.
It could be the same character.
That's funny. That is funny.
Yeah.
That happens all the time. You watch something, you see one person, and they pop up everywhere.
Yeah, I know. I never would have thought.
Something that I wanted to end on was, this was our big Halloween thing. We had a good month. We are still going to do Undead. I know we fell a week behind. But next week we'll do Undead.
Yeah.
And,
I wanted to watch that one.
Yeah. So, and then we'll pick up from there. But I skipped the gym this week because I was up late tonight watching The Haunting of Hill House.
Is that good? I haven't seen it yet.
It is phenomenal.
Awesome.
I would give it 100%. It was truly fucking good.
Yeah.
Excellent writing, excellent acting. Fleshes out all the characters, tells a fantastic story. the way it's crafted and told is amazing. I can't say enough good things about The Haunting of Hill House.
Cool.
So it's on Netflix right now. 10 episodes. Give it a watch. It's fucking good. Yeah. That's all I can say. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. I don't want to give anything away, but it's good.
I'm just finishing up Castle Rock. And
how's that?
I like it quite a bit, and it's kind of it falls off a little bit in the end. Like, it starts really strong, kind of goes down, and then it kind of juts back up right in the last couple episodes. Redeems itself a little bit. But yeah, that's the one that I'm going to be watching next after I finish up Castle Rock.
It's super good.
Yeah.
You'll really enjoy it. So yeah, I would definitely recommend that. You got anything else you want to throw out there? Anything else? We're doing Undead next week, which will be our 52nd episode.
Awesome.
1 year.
You should remind everyone why we're doing Undead.
Because of Daybreakers.
Yeah.
We found out that their first film was I think it was an exploitation zombie flick, and we're like, yeah, Daybreakers is fantastic. Let's see how you got there.
And neither of us have seen this before.
Right. We watched we skipped through it a little bit just to see what it is about. Yeah. And it looks great.
Or terrible.
It looks amazing.
I don't know which.
I can't wait to talk about it though, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then we'll just start our second year of.
I don't know what we're gonna do for season 2. I'm gonna call it season 2 because that sounds
cool. I've got a couple ideas.
Yeah. All DC. Whole year of nothing but DC.
Well, one of the Halloween films I wanted to do that we didn't make it is one of my favorite remakes is Zack Snyder, Dawn of the Dead.
I am always down for more horror movies. It don't have to be October, and that one's really. You've got to watch the extended cut.
Yeah, it's so great, it's so good. And then I
love the gun shop owner.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was way younger when that came out on DVD. I remember DVD special features being like fucking mind blowing, and there's all this extra footage of him talking into a camera like what you've got right there. That's neat as shit.
Yeah.
That was just like, what the fuck?
I love that movie.
This is like a whole nother movie.
It's a fantastic movie.
That's great.
And they just added Tubi. Conan the Barbarian. That'd be kind of fun to go back.
Yeah. That's on my queue. I want to watch that one.
It'd be kind of fun to go back and watch. And we've got that whole master list of flicks. Soldier. We still.
You gotta plow through them though, because I figured out that they remove stuff.
Oh, Tubi?
Yeah, they're like Netflix. Really? They add stuff when they take stuff out.
Oh yeah, you kind of
we got to plow through that list.
I think after Undead, because before October we were talking about doing Soldier, so I think we should do Soldier.
Oh yeah, I almost watched that one.
Yeah. So I think we should do Soldier.
Yeah, we should.
That's a good one. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna kill them all, sir. He calls women sir. I'm gonna kill them all. Yeah. So I think you good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We should do an Aquaman podcast.
That's not even out.
Well, when it comes out, we're forward thinking here.
We'll see.
We should just watch it and then just do a podcast about it.
Kind of like we did with Justice League.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody will hate it. So.
I don't know, man. People seem really hyped for Aquaman.
Yeah. Okay, so next week we'll do Undead, and then we'll do Soldier, and see where we go from there.
Sweet.
Sounds good. Shut Up, I Like This. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. PantheonNetwork.com.
You can buy stuff.
Yeah, you can buy coffee mugs, t-shirts, all that cool stuff. PantheonNetwork.com. Find everything up there, videos, audio, the t-shirts, mugs. You can find the Indie Gamer magazine. Remember, you can go get your first month of digital subscription free, Indie18, in the coupon code. We've got a bunch of ideas. I know we keep telling you guys we've got ideas. But we're gonna crack down. We're gonna figure something out. We're gonna do some cool stuff.
I want to make you play that Blair Witch PC.
Yeah, great.
It could be good. You don't know. It's probably not.
Yeah, I don't think I got anything else. We'll see you guys next week. Sorry about the delay, and thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Shut Up, I Like This from Pantheon Network Studio, and see you next week.